Coming to you live from $1 Million Studios, your boy is Chris Spizak.
A.K.A. White Chocolate.
And the benchmark of professional wrestling, Mr. Silky Baines.
And I'm that smooth dark chocolate.
Speeds of the Benchmark show on a Monday night, August 13th, 2018. The go-home show for SummerSlam, Silky.
Yep.
And we're getting geared up for the big show this weekend. We got NXT TakeOver coming up on Saturday, SummerSlam on Sunday. Lots of big happenings on Raw tonight, man. It was a pretty eventful show.
It really was. I was disappointed. I was actually holding out hope for the revival.
So, as was I, and we'll get into that, and I'm sure Brooke will be disappointed. Yes, and Dean is most definitely jacked. What's up, NOFX fan? Good to have you back. You need to tell us how to pronounce that properly so that we can... we can quit pronouncing it improperly. But what's up, WWE sports fan? Brooke, good to see you. Glad to have everybody with us here, whether you're on the Twitters or on Periscope, YouTube, whatever the case may be. Thank you for being with us. Hope you'll consider subscribing, especially to that YouTube channel.
Yes.
Gotta get those YouTube channel subscriptions up. It's right over here, tinyurl.com/SpeesBenchmark.
I think your mic was in the way.
I know it was in the way. There it is, right down there. There we go.
Right there. See?
No FX. There we go. No FX guy. All right. Well, we'll get that right going forward. So thank you guys all for being with us. We appreciate that. And we're here tonight to talk about Renee Young on commentary, talk about Dean Ambrose coming back, Brock Lesnar 2 weeks in a row.
And how I correctly picked the winner of the G1.
Yeah, after we were down to the final two. So he correctly picked the winner of the G1.
It doesn't matter.
And we also got Randy Orton news because he is an odd character, apparently. So, hey, we'll get into that as well. So, let's kick things off, and I feel like we'd be remiss if we started with anything else. Jim the Anvil Neidhart passed away earlier today. The news came down. Unfortunate news for everybody. And, what can you say that WWE didn't already say, that folks on Twitter haven't already said, but, I feel like it's incumbent on us to mention it and to offer our condolences up to everybody in the Hart family, the Neidhart family. Obviously, Natalya was supposed to have a match against Alexa Bliss tonight. She was not at Monday Night Raw, as you would expect.
Yeah.
But, Silky, I mentioned this earlier online. I grew up fucking hating the Hart Foundation, and I mean that.
The Hart Foundation.
I mean that in the most respectful possible way. I hated them because, and thank you, Turnbuckle Chick, for the Super Hearts. We appreciate that, and glad to have you with us, ma'am. It's good to see you. They always beat the guys that I wanted to win. They were that heel tag team, and they just pissed me off. And as I smartened up, as I grew up and I smartened up, and I realized, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. Mad respect for those guys. They were so, so good.
I always loved the Hart Foundation. Heel, baby, didn't matter. I just loved the team. They actually set the precedent for when I do tag team wrestling. Because I took a page from their book. I always got a smaller partner. Because, Jim the Anvil Neidhart was big. He was very athletic. And he beat people up. And then Bret Hart would get his ass whooping, you'd be waiting for Jim to get in the ring. And then I found out if I get a smaller tag team partner, I won't have to get beat up. So it was a great thing.
Yes.
That's what I learned. And like I say, just going back and watch his match, some of the stuff I think he doesn't get credit for how athletic he actually was.
Oh, man. Yeah, he was crazy athletic. And that cackle that he had when he would start laughing.
And the beard.
Yeah.
Before James Harden, there was Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Everything looking good. So good to see you guys. What's up, Marcus? Glad to have you with us. Hart Foundation, yeah, they were absolutely great. And again, our condolences to everybody. Everybody in the Hart family and the Neidhart family. Most of the youngsters probably know him as Natalya's dad.
Yeah.
As when we interviewed Rikishi, this guy brought his two little girls up and said, "That's the Usos' daddy."
Yeah.
That's what this generation knows him as. But man, what a talent and a super guy. So again, our condolences to him. Sorry to start the show on a down note there, but gotta.
Well, it's not down. I mean, it's celebration of life. We're remembering the joy he brought us as an entertainer, and the joy. I'm sure the families thinking about the joy he brought them as a family man, as a father, as a grandfather. So,
for sure. Let me know if you guys are seeing a lag here, because I'm seeing a lag looking on my screen here. I've been working on this, and for some reason it wants to be difficult here today, but hopefully not. Okay, what's up, Get the Tables? Good to see you, sir. Get the Tables, who calls me Spez instead of Spees, but that's okay because he comes by anyway, and I always appreciate that. I actually used to do his crazy laugh when I was younger. Yeah, everybody did the Jim the Anvil Neidhart cackle, man. And nobody could do it as well as he did then. Yeah. That's what was cool. Alistair Fiend with the Super Hearts. We appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. So first things first, Silky, let's talk about Renee Young on commentary, because she was getting a lot of love online. Twitter loves Renee Young. She's just a social media superstar. People absolutely adore that woman. Yeah. And that's not to say that I don't. I like Renee Young. I'm curious to know your thoughts. I'll offer mine in a minute. You guys feel free to chime in as well, because we want to know what you thought of Renee Young. And, you know, what we think of Renee Young, not just comparing her to Coach, because that's kind of a low bar. But, you know, overall, what did you think of Renee Young on commentary? Don't sweat to get the tables. I'm just giving you a hard time, buddy. I'm just messing with you. What did you think? Turnbuckle Chick loves her. Silky, your thoughts on Renee Young on commentary?
She's definitely more visually appealing to look at than Coach Michael Cole. And
well, that goes without saying. Yeah.
That goes without saying. Her commentary, I think we talked about it earlier, she didn't add to it, but she didn't take away. So that's a good thing. I mean, I'm surprised they just didn't use this to more hawk the evolution shit.
Right.
I mean, and I love the women's wrestling and women as a whole, but like it's fucking ridiculous how they just throw it down. Like, how many times since this announcement, every time at least 5-10 times a show, you hear about WWE Evolution. So I'm surprised they weren't like, Renee Young's here, the first woman ever to commentate Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
Ahead of WWE Evolution, which you can see on the network for
you thought they would. You thought they would do that, but they really didn't. And was it just me, or it looked like? And this is me being a TV guy, because those of you that have watched the show before know Silky brings the wrestling knowledge, I bring the TV knowledge. That's my background. I swear to you, Renee Young was looking off camera the entire night. Either she has a lazy eye, and I was looking at the one that was looking off camera, and the other one was looking directly at the camera, or she did not look directly at the camera the whole night. It was driving me apeshit. I didn't notice it at all. It was driving me apeshit.
But I love Budweiser says Renee Young on commentary and Ambrose returned the same night.
Yeah, exactly. And I did see Bob Baruski mentions her going, "Oh!" after every move, just about every move. It was.
I mean, I liked it because it's like more adding to the feel of what was happening. So,
yeah, I thought she did a good job. I was seeing, sometimes I go on Twitter just for kicks, and we've talked about doing a segment about some of the ridiculous things that get said on Twitter, and we should do that. But one of the things that I saw was if Raw's ratings go through the roof this week, we know who it's all about. And there was a gif of Renee Young there, you know, and I thought she was good. I didn't think she was spectacular. I certainly didn't think she was terrible. Somewhere in between, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, all in all, give her another shot. I don't know what the deal is with Coach. I don't know if he's not going to be back, if he's just taking a minor break, if they're giving Renee a try so that maybe we, see what happens long term. I don't know. But she did an okay job.
She did okay. I think Coach is doing other things because I know, like, he's part of the new Madden.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think he's, from what I understand, I think he's, like, doing the commentary. So he'll be one of the voices you hear commentating when you play Madden.
Oh, wow. That's going to be exciting for all you Madden-ites out there.
Yes.
That's going to be a good one.
Very much looking forward to that.
So maybe he's not coming back, which I don't think many...
he's still coming back because I think he was on Busted Open not too long ago.
Okay.
Shout out to Bully Ray. And he was talking about that, and that's just he's taking that time to do those things. But he's still very much part of WWE.
I love Budweiser says he's off calling a golf tournament, but hey, Coach, we'll see what happens with him. What does Jim McMahon think of Coach?
He's a goddamn fucking idiot.
Okay, well, Jim doesn't really care for him. So we'll see what happens with the announce booth there. Let's get to the action in ring. Those of you that caught the tail end of Raw, Dean Ambrose return. And people have been calling it for SummerSlam, maybe the Raw after SummerSlam. There were a couple of things. This was one of them. Yeah, this was one of the things that I thought might not happen until after SummerSlam. This and the whole thing with Paul Heyman, which we'll get into later on.
Really blew their nut on that one.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him come back now. But somebody mentioned it earlier. Holy shit. NoFX mentioned it earlier. Ambrose hit the gym while he was out, man. That dude is big.
I mean, he gained muscle and lost the hairline.
He lost the
oh man,
you know, the teenage the teeny bopper group.
He needs to shave that. Like, it was bad.
You don't think it looks better than it does now?
I mean, no.
I mean, I think it looked better tonight than it did when he had that kind of mop on top thing going, like a Jonas Brother or some shit. You know,
the mop on top was better. I mean, because at least the hair.
I was thinking Alistair Fiend for the Super Hard. Sorry.
At least the hairline was, you couldn't see it. I mean, you can very clearly see that, you know, his hairline is running backwards.
And he looked more maniacal. Like he looked,
he did.
The way he was kind of stomping around, and he just kind of had this vibe about him that he was a little more.
My only thing is I really hope he kind of changes the work a little bit, because it's still kind of like even when he was going there, it just doesn't look like, it looks like, but really fast. Yeah. So it doesn't look like he's doing anything. Like, he needs to be, with this new look, he needs to be more vicious, like calculated strikes, like not this just, I'm just going to swing.
Well, it could be his first time back, you know, momentum. There's a little lag, I love Budweiser says. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. It's pissing me off. I don't know what that's all about. Our shit has been not cooperating lately, so.
It worked before you broke it.
It worked before I broke it. It worked the other night when I tested it, because I finally figured out why the other shit wasn't working the other night. But hey, the shit happens, and so we'll deal with it as best we can. Jacked White Boy says Alistair Fiend. Why's he got to be? Well, he is a white boy.
Because he is a white boy, and he is in fact Jack.
Okay, yeah. Brooke loves the shaggy hair. I'm kind of digging the the shaved head look a little bit better. We talked about that a little bit. We'll see. You think this changes anything in the result of the Dolph Ziggler Seth Rollins Intercontinental title match? Who you got in that match? Since we're not really doing an official pick, we got to give a shout out real quickly. Sorry to interrupt. Our boy Warren Hayes, Mr. Warren Hayes, that is at Mr. Warren Hayes on Twitter, will join us on Thursday for our NXT TakeOver Brooklyn breakdown. So we'll look forward to that. But since we're not going to have our official SummerSlam picks on Thursday, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking
Ziggler, Rollins?
Probably Rollins.
Think so?
I think so.
Okay, maybe a Rollins Ambrose gets upset and turns on him, and then we get a Rollins Ambrose feud.
God, I hope not. I mean, I'm more thinking Rollins to transition it to get it onto McIntyre.
Fair enough. We shall see. It's an interesting match for sure. We'll see what happens.
Dr. Huge.
Dr. Huge is with us. Well, it's good to see you, sir. Oh, of course. Oh, I got it here for you now, man. We actually we put it on here just for when you show up for the show. So you get one every time. I want to talk Ronda Rousey for a minute because, God dang it, Ronda Rousey still, and thank you for the Super Hearts, Dr. Huge.
That's a wave.
Yeah, but it's a Super Heart wave is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you can make different. By the way, those of you that don't know how to work the Super Hearts, if you're on the periscopes there, and you look down at the bottom, there's a little heart thing there. Turn this sideways so it'll show up there. Yeah. See the stars right there? Yeah. Stars. No, that's going to tell us who's got stars. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know if it's not on your phone, dude. Yours is all jacked up.
I have an iPhone 8, so I mean, it's not my phone.
It probably worked until you broke it.
My phone.
It worked until you broke it, motherfucker. How do you like that?
Don't do that bullshit.
So
you fucked this up somehow.
Ronda Rousey.
It's in your settings.
Ronda Rousey. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll tell you what. We're gonna figure this shit out right here on the air. So go to you're gonna do a comment. Yeah, right there. And that it's still not there. So yeah, you broke it, dude.
God damn you.
Like I said, mine works just fine. Ronda Rousey comes in and kicks the shit out of not one, not two, not three. Well, really just three security guards because the fourth guy bailed out and ran away like he was squared. Yeah, they fucked the black guy over. What kind of shit is that?
I know, that was horrible.
That was some racial shit, some racial profiling. Like the black guy's going to run scared. Now, you do say black people instincts.
Yeah, that was black people. I mean,
if some white girl just kicked the shit out of three guys that are twice her fucking size, black people instincts don't say get the fuck out of Dodge.
I mean, that is true.
Okay,
you're not
then.
wrong about that.
So there you go.
But I mean, classic scenarios, you're not going to win because if he got his ass whooped, I would be upset why the white girl beat up the black dude after he watched three other white dudes get beat up. Why would he stay there? Because black instincts would not stay there. And
so don't even bring the black dude out in the first place, is what you're saying.
But then I'm gonna be mad about why is the black dude? Why are there no black people?
Exactly.
There?
There's no pleasing you people.
Yes.
Yeah, I dropped the you people on you. Alistair Fiend with the super hearts. Thank you. Rousey going crazy is best for business. Hey, I know what you're saying. I love Budweiser, but holy shit.
Yeah,
hey,
it was bad.
I tweeted this earlier.
I was smart. I
tweeted this earlier. We need Jericho to come back with his list of 1,000 moves for Ronda Rousey, and every fucking one of them is hip toss, arm drag, arm drag, arm drag with their eyes closed, aggressive arm drag, arm drag. I mean, it's just a fucking arm drag. That's all we've seen from this woman.
Yeah, I mean...
Arm drags and not too precise kicks to the face.
Yeah, that kick actually would have looked great if she could have not lost her balance.
Yeah.
That would have looked... I would have like, oh, and then she lost her balance.
Yeah, it was...
And then she lost her balance again on several things.
It was awkward. It was awkward.
What do you mean, you people?
Exactly. See, I knew I was going to get in trouble for that one. So, yeah, I'm... It's getting kind of silly. It's been kind of silly.
But you hate that, but you love Ambrose. And he does the same fucking shit.
Yeah, Ambrose has been around for fucking years.
But he does the same fucking shit. Like, his strikes look just as comical as Ronda Rousey. But when Ambrose comes back and he starts hitting people, you love the lunatic fringe.
When I say I love the lunatic fringe, I talked about the fact that he came back and he was all right. I know Dean Ambrose has a more diversified offense than Ronda Rousey does. That's my point.
She did a crossbody.
Oh, fucking way. She did a crossbody. All right.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. You fucking train people for a living, for crying out loud. Are you telling me that you're impressed with the progress that Ronda Rousey has made as far as her offensive repertoire since she joined WWE?
And I told you, it's not about the moves.
Fuck.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. Like what?
I mean, it's not. So.
Okay, but we're going to talk about the moves for a second. So with the moves in mind, see, I love Budweiser. What does he say? Can you read that for me, Soki? I can't see so well from over here. I can't see. Is that
learn more moves?
I
love Budweiser. It's not about the moves, though.
Oh, what do you know?
It's not about the moves.
Apparently, it's not.
I'm just saying, she's still entertaining. We're still talking about her.
Well, of course we're talking about her because they're putting her over as this chick that can go kick the shit out of 4 security guards.
Well,
with nothing but fucking arm drags.
They were technically judo hip tosses.
Oh, I'm sorry. Judo hip tosses. What am I talking about?
Because she's a world champion judo practitioner.
Okay, then. My apologies, Rhonda, because I know you're watching. Fucking Nick Jackson's probably watching, too, thinking, why did I block this guy on Twitter? Yeah, well, I'm wondering the same thing. Nick, why don't you remedy that shit?
He's probably doing that because you don't understand that it's not about the moves.
Whatever. Yeah, if there's anybody who should love it when I say it's all about the moves, it's fucking Nick Jackson. That's one of the guys that should love that shit. You got Ronda winning the title this weekend or no?
I don't. I really wish she wouldn't, but I feel like she is.
I'm in the same camp as you.
I mean,
don't want to see it. Afraid I'm going to see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's too early. It's just too early for her to really do anything with it. Like, I think that she should experience losing and build up, like you say, to that WrestleMania, because then by WrestleMania, that's a full calendar year that she's been with the company. Then maybe we can talk about her actually winning the title. But I think right now it's just too early. She hasn't shown enough, like, to be able to carry that title as far as her promos go, which, I mean, it was a little bit better today. But then again, she was not really cutting the promo more.
Speaking from the heart, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was good. I'm waiting for Ronda to start suplexing a lot like Lesnar. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Is it fair to say these are the 2 least in-ring women wrestlers in the ring? NoFX says. I'm assuming what he means is Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey being 2 of the least talented in-ring wrestlers on the roster right now.
I definitely disagree in the case of Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss gets a lot of hate from people all of a sudden.
She is great.
I mean, I don't understand where it's coming from. Well,
and where was my Dana Brooke sighting today?
Yeah, there was no Dana Brooke today.
Raw. I need to get that hashtag.
Wait, were they there when that triple threat match was going on? Not triple threat, the 6-man tag was going on? Because you had Titus Worldwide against Mojo Rawley.
That must have came on when I was on my way.
When you were driving over here, yeah, I don't remember.
I didn't see. So no,
You didn't get the Dana Brooke entrance. I'll give you that much, which I know you're a big fan of.
I'm a big fan of that.
Yes, he is very much a big fan of that. So every time it's just...
Oh, dear God.
Oh, it's Dana Brooke. He loves it.
Oh, yeah. Dana Brooke, I know you're watching. What's up? Holla at your boy.
Black man's kryptonite. That's what he likes to say. I can't picture Rousey doing drop kicks and headlocks. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
I mean, what would you have her do? I mean, she's doing kind of what, like JL says, dance with what brought you there. I mean, she's doing that. There's nothing really more that you can add to it to still keep that air of realness of she's playing off her UFC experience. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Shayna Baszler does the shit and looks a hell of a lot better doing it than Ronda Rousey does.
But Shayna Baszler went to the fucking Performance Center for over a year or so before she even got a match. So, I mean, they hot-shotted Ronda. We all knew this.
Yeah, and so now we're disappointed at the fact that they hot-shotted Ronda.
It's not. You can't compare the two.
Of course you can. That's what we do, Silky. That's why we have these kind of fucking shows, so we can compare the two. That's what we do. See, Brooke thinks she's boring, and Brooke never agrees with me, so I'm going
to... I think she's talking about Shayna Baszler.
I don't think she's talking about Shayna Baszler.
Brooke, are you talking about Shayna Baszler?
No.
Because I think I know Brooke better than you, and I think she's talking about Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, well, you know, she has called me sexiest in the past, so I think I know her better than you. Are you guys still seeing this lag? Because it's really pissing me off. I can't tell you how much time I spent on this motherfucker the other day to get this thing working. You saw it. I even sent you the fucking test video where we did some new shit. Because here's another thing that's been pissing me off.
Full disclosure, I did not watch that.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You didn't even watch the fucking video.
No,
it was 12:23 in the a.m. when I figured this shit out, and I made a test video, and I sent it over to this fucking guy so that he could watch it in the morning, and he sent me some text back like, oh, that's great. And you didn't even watch the fucking video.
I did not. Full
Son
disclosure.
Of a bitch. Here's the thing, gang. The often imitated, never duplicated Spees in the Benchmark show here. We're always trying to innovate and do new shit. We keep seeing our shit popping up on other shows, quite often, as a matter of fact. And so, you know, we try to come up with some new shit. And I'm always tinkering with things, and it's starting to fuck with us. So,
boom, Shayna Baszler.
Okay, yeah, she wants to see Shayna Baszler.
No, she's saying she is responding that she thinks Shayna Baszler and Alexa Bliss are boring.
Okay, whatever. I love Budweiser. Few seconds delay.
I love my favorite comment, Dr. Huge. Deadass thought it was Sami Callihan. Love that guy.
Dr. Huge, we are not going to read comments that compare Shayna Baszler to Sami Callihan. So don't even make comments about Shayna Baszler looking like Sami Callihan, because we're not going to read that kind of shit on the air. So just so you know. Anyway, my point being, we're always trying to up the game here because good things are happening. We got the big interview coming up with Brian Cage later this week.
The Machine.
We got Warren coming over with us on Thursday. We scored our first big sponsor this week, thanks to the Benchmark here, doing some grinding, doing some work. And again, you know, trying to always make some new shit happen. And there's a lag, words not going in your mouth. All right, here's what we're going to fucking do.
We're not going to stop the show.
You don't want to stop the show
Deal
and start
with
the
the
show?
lag, people. You know what we're talking about. You can hear us.
Deal with the lag. Motherfucker. Anyway, so I'm just going to complain about that for a little bit. But anyway, so when I try this shit and I try new stuff, it jacks with our program.
Yeah, because he generally breaks it.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because I really do like the production quality of the show when shit works like it's supposed to. But I digress.
All right, so now let's talk about this G1.
You done with Raw already? You're already done?
No, I just want to get to the point where I called the winner of the G1.
This is some bullshit. All right.
This is as legitimate as you're winning me in that fucking 5-hour basketball shit. You know I hit that shot.
Should we tell this story again?
No. You know.
Let's tell this fucking story again. Because everybody knows. I mean, we're going to tell the fucking story again.
No, here's the story.
First of all, and while
I played
I'm
this
telling this
motherfucker
story,
in some unregulated.
You guys
tell
tell us,
was not regulation
did
basketball.
you watch the G1 or not? And if you did, then we'll talk about it. And if you didn't, then fuck this guy because he's trying to make some shit up again. But go ahead and tell your revisionist history of the fucking story, and then I'm going to set everybody straight. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
First of all, this shit was a regulation that we were playing on.
It's a fucking game like carnival game shit. Yeah. Of course it's not.
Second of all, I clearly won the first one. You saw I hit that shot, and you saw that it did not count my points, so therefore we tied.
It did not count your points. So you're saying the computer just looked at you and went, oh, pretty sure that's a black dude playing a white. No, we're not going to count that last shot. Nope, tie game.
I'm saying that shit was probably old and janky, and it just didn't work properly. So it didn't count my point. So I won the first game. And then the second time we played, the shit was not regulation, and he ended up winning, but that's not. It shouldn't have gone to a second game because I won the fucking first game.
The first game we tied something like 16-16 or some shit like that.
It was I won,
and it was a tie game.
I won that one,
right? So then
I'm like Roman Reigns when he crashed through the thing.
Another game to settle the score, and I fucking doubled his ass up 36-18, and he still wants to talk some shit about how I got the machine.
I was robbed.
I was robbed.
I wasn't even in it because I was so mad that I got robbed that first one.
What a bunch of horse shit. I'm trying to find the perfect thing here because, I don't even know. I guess I should look at you and just say, you
ain't nothing.
Yeah. I got somebody on the phone here, Silky. It's nothing. He says he knows you. Get the fuck out of here.
Anyway, fuck you.
Yes.
Tanahashi did win.
I was going to say spoiler alert so that anybody watching it could.
That shit already happened.
I guess we're outside the 24-hour window. The lag's getting a little bit better. Why the fuck does this do that, man? It's so fucking frustrating.
Okay, I'm going to need you to focus. Stop pointing it out.
God
People probably
damn
wouldn't notice
man.
it. Anyway, so
Tanahashi
won.
Well, okay, let's tell the whole fucking story again, Silky, for the listeners, because there's people here joining us who probably don't know the shit.
Tanahashi won.
When we first fucking bullshit.
That's all you fucking need to know.
When we did our preview show for the G1, all right, we picked a guy out of Group A and a guy out of Group B. All right, we both picked Tama Tonga out of Group B, so we both screwed the pooch on that one because Tama Tonga just fucked off the entire G1 and didn't really do anything. See, I Love Budweiser says the lag's gone now, so that's good. So we sucked in Group B. It's fine. All right. Group A, I had Jay White, the Switchblade.
Didn't win.
Who I thought had a hell of a showing.
He did. He
did a very good job. And you could make the argument.
To Ishii, I think.
Really deserved to be there.
Yeah, he did.
Silky picked the motherfucker that was the first guy to
No.
get mathematically eliminated from the
Juice
tournament.
Robinson was first.
Last motherfucking place, Hangman Page to come out of Group A is who Silky picked. And now, folks, here tonight on what is this, August the 13th, did I say?
Yes.
Silky Bane's trying to tell you that he picked the winner of the G1. How the fuck do you come up with that?
Because we were at my house, right?
Yeah, I remember.
And we were saying, and Soto, owner of DZW, shout out to DZW.
Colony Soto, yes, Domination Zone Wrestling.
Who do you guys have? I clearly said Tanahashi. And who did you say?
I said I thought Ibushi was going to win it.
And who won?
Tanahashi won it.
So, i.e., I picked the right winner. Read a book, you stupid hooker.
This guy, I say it again.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He picks the guy that gets the first guy to get mathematically eliminated from the tournament. And then wants to go back when we're down to two guys and it's a fucking coin flip. And then you want to say that you fucking picked the winner.
Did I not pick the winner?
Jeez. No, you didn't. You picked Adam fucking Page. Or Hangman Page.
I picked him to win the block. But that didn't happen. So that's done. You're in the past. We're in the present right now.
I think we all knew Omega wasn't winning. He wasn't going to face him. He wasn't going to face himself at Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, that's one of the things that Silky and I talk about, the silliness of putting.
I think it's dumb, but technically, if Omega would have won, he could have chose to go after the Never Openweight, the U.S. title, the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
He could have chose a different champion to fight, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Which I think it's just too much because he, especially now of any time, Kenny Omega just won that belt. And then this is really the first thing of substance he did because he had the match with Cody and then nothing else.
Yeah.
And so to not win the G1, I think it really diminishes him as the champion.
No, not. I mean,
come on. If you're the champion,
when was the last time the IWGP heavyweight champ won the G1?
That's what I'm saying. Is it diminishes them as champions? Like they should not be in it.
Oh, not just Omega. You're saying in general.
Yeah, in general.
I see what you're saying.
But Omega, it just seems amplified because most of those people had the belt. They didn't win it right before the fucking G1 started.
Yeah, they had it for a while.
So, but Omega, it was amplified because he had just won the belt, and then he didn't win the G1. He really lost 2 matches, I think. No, 3 technically.
Oh, look at Dr. Huge coming over on the fucking YouTubes now. He's joining us from both venues today. Gotta like that.
So I think that you just shouldn't put those guys in there.
I mean, shit, he won his first, 6 matches in a row. Yeah. I don't think Omega comes out of this looking bad.
He doesn't come out, he doesn't come out as a performer looking bad, but as the champion, the fact that you are the best in New Japan right now, and you couldn't win the tournament, that means you're technically not the best, right?
Yeah, you're not the best in that.
And it's not. This is not a one-day thing.
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, and that's where I think you can make the argument that, the championship is a one-night thing, a one-match thing. You get up for that one match. A tournament. Yeah. Now, I would make the argument that the guy who comes out of the tournament winning actually looks better, which is essentially what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's the way that they've. Look, it's one of those things. It's another one of those things, and we talk about this a lot. And I don't mean to compare these two, because you and I have talked at length about how ridiculous it is to compare the booking between New Japan and WWE, because it's totally fucking different.
Yeah.
There's no way you can possibly compare the two, because New Japan books essentially one fucking show a month, and
major. They do, I think, wrestle, but yeah, only one really major show.
And how many times have we lamented the ridiculous number of 8-man, 6-man fucking tag team matches that are on New Japan cards? And
there was one. No, there's 2 on that card.
There was actually 2 singles matches,
I think. Yeah.
In the final, you had the early on one.
Yeah,
that was
Fale and Hanare.
Fale and Hanare, which was kind of silly.
Yeah.
And then the final, and then everything else was a tag team or a 6-man tag team match.
Yeah.
Or 8-man tag team match, because that's how they do it in New Japan.
But I'm hoping to see if that Okada. I watched the interviews and whatnot after, and both of them are calling each other out in a sense, like not like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up. It was more like Okada was more like, Ray, I want to face you 1-on-1, and then Ray in his promo was like, I want to face Okada 1-on-1. Poor Rey Mysterio, his own teammates, everybody challenging Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, no shit. And what was up with those fucked up tights Ray had too, man?
Yeah,
or he had like the trunks, but the trunks were white, but then it was like he had these fucking neon yellow trunks on top of that.
And in theory, technically, it did match, but it looked just awful. God awful.
Yeah, it was fucked up looking. No, the whole storyline is not in Japanese. No FX. And the porn bots that are behind him there, but I don't have the shit pulled up to block the porn bots just at the time being. But anyway, it's dumb like AJ competing in the past Royal Rumble. It happens. So yeah, Silky picked the winner there with Tanahashi at the G1. It's fucking ridiculous. One thing we didn't talk about that Brooke mentioned was our boys, the Revival, looked good tonight. Yeah, not only paying homage to the Hart Foundation by hitting the Heart Attack, which is their old finishing
shit on it
maneuver.
It was a finisher, and then they used it, and then the guy kicked out, so they just shit on it.
They didn't shit on it.
They shit on their finish.
They did not shit on the finish. They weren't going to finish. They weren't going to win the match.
Obviously, they weren't going to win the match.
So
why even do their finisher if you're not going to win?
Fuck out of here. They did their own fucking finisher, the Shatter Machine.
They still didn't win.
Which should have fucking won it because they're the fucking top guys and they belong on top. And yet still we have this B team horse shit.
Yeah, it was great though.
Which I really don't dislike the B team that much. It's more just me being pissy about the fact that the Revival haven't won yet. What happens first? Omega debuts at the Royal Rumble or Drew wins the Universal title? Drew wins the Universal title. Yes, Drew wins the Universal title.
Neither.
Well, it's not a neither fucking question, Silky. You got to pick one or the other.
Can I choose neither? Because if neither is on the table, I'd rather choose that. None of those are happening anytime soon.
Well, okay. Well, we'll give it a shot. I'm with you. I love Budweiser. Revival better win on Sunday. Those guys are long overdue.
They are really long overdue, but I mean,
at least they're in a position to win.
Yeah.
Never mind the fact that they're going to do it on the fucking pre-show, which is ridiculous. But
well, I mean, how many fucking matches are there?
No,
something has to go on the pre-show.
We talked about this shit with Dr. Huge last week.
It's a shitload of matches.
Yeah, and that new
B team, go. That was so fucking bad.
That new music is fucking terrible.
It's God.
I don't know what they were thinking with the music change with the B team there.
It's a goddamn abortion and a disgrace.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But hopefully the Revival get their shit together and win it this weekend, because the way these guys are sending out tweets nowadays. Dr. Hughes talked about this on his show earlier. You know, Matt Hardy talking about how his fucking spine and his hip are like fusing together, and it looks like he might need some time to, you know, take some time off. Jeff Hardy's looking like he's on his way out, maybe take some time off.
He's held together by duct tape and well wishes.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt is talking about fucking JoJo. Sounds like he's going to debut a new kick, and he's not talking about JoJo.
And that ass stuff.
He's not talking about the white man's kryptonite, as I guess you would call it.
Yes.
Brooke telling me I will relax, Brooke, when the Revival takes their rightful spot atop the WWE Raw tag team division is when I will relax.
I mean, they really brag about it? It's like being the smartest kid with Down syndrome. Like,
stop it, dude. You said that shit before. No, absolutely not. It's not.
Like, the tag team division is so fucking depleted on Raw. Like, come on.
Bad. But that makes it even more depressing that they're not on top there. So, I don't know. I'm hopeful. But we'll see what happens. I want to get to this Randy Orton story because, yeah.
Should we even report this?
We have to. We have to.
Do we really?
We have to.
Right now it's unsubstantiated. It's unconfirmed.
No, it's not.
We're just spreading possible fake news.
No, because this guy said the shit before several years ago, and now he's reiterated that it happened.
Does he have?
WWE, I don't fucking know. WWE is apparently investigating accusations that Randy Orton, and I'm really going to try to say this with a straight face. So you fucking laughing is not helping me.
No, hold up. I want to close my drink.
So you don't spit up all over the mic. So apparently, Randy Orton has a very unique way of welcoming in new writers to the writing staff at WWE. And NoFX says the internet never lies, and that's why I'm reporting this shit is true. I don't know if it's true. This is all allegedly, so we're going to take it like that. We'll come back to that in just a minute. So apparently, Randy Orton walked up to this particular writer when everybody else had left the room and pulled out his Viper, reached into his pants, and just whipped out the Viper right there in front of this guy. Got himself a nice handful, the Viper did, of his own Viper. And then extended his hand to say, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Randy Orton." Expecting the guy to shake his hand after Randy had just juggled his own junk there.
To uncryst that, he pulled his dick out, put his hand on his dick, and then stuck his hand out to shake his hand, which covered in, I guess, dick residue, which is on the dick that he just touched.
I don't know why Silky has to, NC-17 it, but there you go. So, and then apparently when this guy kind of looked at him, as any normal human would, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Randy looked at him and said, "Oh, you're going to fucking hotshot me, huh? You're not going to shake my hand? You're too big time to shake my hand? Is that what it is? Do I need to go tell Vince and the gang? Our new writer's fucking hotshot. Doesn't want to shake the talent's hand. What kind of shit is that?" All right, my first reaction to this was...
gold.
That's fucking hilarious. I know I'm not supposed to laugh. I'm not supposed to fucking laugh. I know I'm not.
Chris, the question is, Randy Orton does that. Do you shake his hand?
I mean, that's the thing, because, look... First of all, before we get to what I would do in that situation, the internet's going crazy, as the internet was. It's, you can hear sexual harassment. Randy Orton is sexually harassing the writers at Monday Night Raw. Hashtag sexual harassment, Silky. Sexual harassment. That's what they're screaming on the interwebs, all over the place, because Randy Orton pulled out his junk and tried to shake a guy's hand. You've been a wrestler for a long time. Mm-hmm. Wrestlers do a lot of weird shit to each other backstage. Did this surprise you in the slightest?
Not at all.
To hear that something like this happened?
Yes. No, it did not surprise me at all. I mean, I've 12 years doing this. I've seen some pretty fucked up things.
Yes.
That's where the term "it's not gay, it's wrestling" comes from. It's some of the stuff that you would think is the most gayest thing you could ever think of.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But then it's just wrestling. So
I was not surprised at all to hear this, number one.
I'm still, did they report if he shook the hand or not?
I don't think the guy shook the hand.
He shook that hand.
Apparently there was another guy that Orton was approaching him with the hand in the pants, ready to do it again, and then Stephanie McMahon walked in, and so, he left his Viper in his pants. Somebody asked a question earlier. I love Budweiser. Drink the tap water in Flint, Michigan, or shake Randy Orton's hand? Silky Baines.
Again, I'm gonna go with can neither be an answer.
No, it can't. You got to pick one.
I guess dick residue is.
You're gonna have to deal with. Yeah, I can wash my hands. Yeah, okay, I can't drink fucking bleach and get that shit out of my system.
They're young with it.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is
funny. But Chris, would you?
I mean, here's the thing.
No, let's not. There's no supposition needed. It's a simple yes or no. Would you shake the dick hand?
I think what I would do, honest and truly, is stick my hand down my own pants and then go to shake his hand.
I don't think you. I know you would not do that.
I'd probably fucking freeze is what I'd do, because Randy Orton's probably one of those. Because look, Randy Orton has a reputation as not being the nicest guy in the world.
I mean, he wasn't bad. I mean, he's not one of those guys that's going to go out.
He's not a happy-go-lucky going to go say hi to everybody and be cool.
He'll say hi passing you and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say he's not a nice person. I mean, when I was up there was a lot of people that were way worse than him.
Well, right. But I'm talking about, if you ask me, I don't want any part of shaking some dudes. I don't want any part of standing in front of a guy having a conversation who's got his pecker hanging out of his fucking pants.
But you're in the wrestling business. That's going to happen.
No, I know it's going to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, so.
But that's not to say I want to be a part of it. Not that there's anything wrong with that if that's your thing.
Yeah, that's not. But, yeah, I mean.
You just kind of glossed over like this.
Yeah, I think that Chris would shake his hand. He would just shake his hand. He'd go to the bathroom, wash and sanitize, maybe cry. That's about it.
I certainly wouldn't kick up a big fuss about it on the interwebs and try to get Randy fired, because
you're going to lose that.
You're going to lose that, number one. And it's another one of those things that guys do. Yeah, Alistair Fiend says he'd just slap you, which you probably would. This is one of those things that happened a long time ago, and that's not to say that it's okay. But here's the way I look at it. If you're Randy Orton and you're going to do that kind of shit, you got to be willing to live with the consequences. And you got to know that the overwhelming majority of the time, people are going to go, it's a fucking wrestling business and shit like that happens. But you very well might get that one guy that is fucking overly offended by it. And let's not act like it's a fucking okay thing for people to just walk in there.
It's a common place in wrestling business, a rib. That's not now sexual harassment. He's not trying to force you to touch it. Well, I guess in a way he is. So,
I mean, it's like secondary touch. Is there such a thing as?
Yeah. Hashtag dick residue.
Yeah. He's not Joey Ryaning it, where Joey Ryan actually forces your hand onto his penis and then flips you with it. So Joey Ryan's actually attacking you with his penis.
Yeah.
Whereas Randy Orton is just trying to get you to sort of touch his penis after he touched his penis. So it's not really penis touching.
So if he touches his penis and then you touch yours and then you shake hands, does that make y'all Eskimo brothers?
That's disturbing to think about, number one. And this conversation has gone south in a hurry, but that happens from time to time. Welcome to those of you joining us here on the program. And Brooks, those voices in his head, you never know. It's funny because somebody talked about another quote that they read about Randy Orton, where he said, the great thing about playing jokes on John Cena is he won't do anything. He'll just sit there and he'll just take it. He'll just pretend like nothing's happening. If you walked up to John Cena and just rested your dick right on his shoulder, he would just pretend like it wasn't even there, which I've done, by the way. That's what Randy said, that he'd actually walked up behind John Cena and actually put his junk on John Cena's shoulder, and John Cena was like, fuck it, I'm just going to ignore it and pretend like it's not there. Buying hand sanitizer as we speak. NoFX says it's one thing if you don't pull your dick out, people are getting fired for alleged things if people have proof. Yeah, we'll see what kind of proof there is. I don't know, man. You can't do this to females. I think we're on the same page as far as that goes.
You can't do that to anyone.
But I'm saying,
no,
you do that to if you do that to a female, I think there's no question that people are like, yeah, you got to fire that fucking guy. Now, the fact that he did it to another dude and it's the wrestling business, can you see them going slap on the hand, give him a fine, give him a suspension, make him do some fucking charity work or some bullshit like that?
Probably, just because, he has generated them a shitload of money.
In this day and age is why I'm asking.
Like, in this day and age, like, someone like me gets signed, and I do that, no, I'm fucking gone.
You're Big Cast is what you are.
Yes, I'm Big Cast, or Enzo.
Which Enzo says he's not wrestling anymore. Did you see that earlier? Says he will never set foot in a wrestling ring again, allegedly.
Do we have a yay?
I think it just died. I'll have to get my phone going here. Catfished.
Is there some kind of yay or something we can do for that? I mean,
applause. I don't really have an exciting sound effect here for Enzo being. You're not excited to see Enzo coming back anymore?
No, I mean, does he promise not to do rap either?
Well, if he's not doing wrestling, he's got to do something. Are you a Randy Mark?
No!
The guy's a cool who never grew the fuck up.
No,
hey,
God, please, no! No!
This is about Enzo's rap career, by the way.
No!
Don't act like you're not going to buy the track. No, of course Randy's an overgrown child. I'm saying, do you fire a guy for doing some shit like that? And having been around something in a much smaller capacity, but hanging around wrestlers and know how you fucking guys are, no, I don't fire the guy.
No, I mean, you don't, because he makes you money. Now, again, if this is Big Cass or Enzo or fucking any...
That's a pretty big double standard there, Sophie.
Fucking Scott Dawson
should not
does that.
He's
fucking fired.
Don't even
There's
fucking...
no more revival.
We will not have that kind of revival slander here on the show. I never knew Enzo wrestled in the first... Oh, come on now.
Good one.
It's kind of like saying you never knew he rapped in the first place.
He didn't. It was terrible.
You liked it. Come on.
It's a goddamn abortion.
It is
and
not.
A disgrace.
No, it was pretty bad. That was pretty terrible.
It was pretty bad.
All right, let's talk about... I don't know how we transition from Randy Orton pulling his junk out. And
there's no smooth transition, so what do you want to talk about next?
Well, we got our guy Warren Hayes coming up with us on Thursday to talk NXT TakeOver, so we hope you guys will join us on Thursday. I got to figure out why half the show's fucking doing the bullshit that it does normally. It's just frustrating.
I understand, but we got to be professionals.
Well, yeah, we're being totally professional. The whole show, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as professional as a show that talks about dick residue can be.
Yes, exactly. And, of course, we want to remind you guys coming up this Friday. Thursday is our buddy Warren. Friday, August 17th. We're not sure on the time yet because we're going to have to work around his schedule, but the Impact Wrestling X Division champion, Weapon X, the man himself, the machine, Brian Cage, going to join us here on the program. We will be live from the Lions Pride production show in Bryan, Texas, Bryan College Station area. LionsPrideProductions.com is the website. So go and check that out. And if you can join us for the show, that would be great. You would see Brian Cage. You could see our boy, Rikishi, WWE Hall of Famer.
What up, Boost?
And we can actually call him our boy because we've had him on the show before. And he enjoyed himself. Well, I would hope he enjoyed himself.
Yes.
Guy sat and talked with us for like an hour, man.
Yes.
What a super guy he is. As good a guys you'll meet in the wrestling business. So we got that coming up as well. Working on some other guests, working on some new shit. Just, always got stuff coming up. Can't wait. Love Brian Cage. Yeah, we're pretty excited, man. He's seems like a very cool guy from the interactions that I've had with him setting up the interview and such.
You never know who else we may be able to get while we're down there. So
I'm telling you, there's a lot of good people going to be at that show. If you guys have a chance to check it out, LionsPrideProductions.com. And, of course, follow our friend Tana over at Bustin' for Autism. That's Bustin' the number 4 Autism. If you're in or around the Houston area, Rikishi will be in town on Thursday night, the night before the big show in Bryan College Station. He'll be in Houston on Thursday night signing autographs, meeting the people. So check out Bustin' for Autism on all that kind of stuff going on. Where can we see your wrestling matches? Did you work with Patrice O'Neal when he wrote for WWE?
No, because I was there, I wasn't a WWE superstar. I'm talking about when I had my tryout.
Yeah, Silky went up for a tryout, spent an evening up there with the gang, meeting everybody.
But, no, I did not meet Patrice O'Neal because he had passed away, I think, before I went up there. But it was a fun time. I got to see, meet a bunch of the people and see just how the stuff worked down there. And it was crazy. Yeah. And just since we talked about Randy Orton, it was the craziest story is I remember it was maybe Brodus Clay and Xavier Woods. This is before the whole New Day shit. They're in the ring going over some shit. Randy gets in the ring. They look at him, and then they just get out. Now,
he didn't even fucking say anything.
No, he didn't say one word. Mind you, he's not even on the fucking card because he had just got hurt, I think, a week back on a house show. So he wasn't even on the fucking show. And he just got in the ring. They looked at him. They got out. And he just started stretching. They gave him the whole ring just to stretch. So that's how much clout Randy Orton has. And so that's why I don't see Randy Orton getting fired.
Yeah, I don't. We'll see what happens. Stranger things have happened. All right, folks, we thank you for joining us here on Periscope, on the YouTubes, wherever you happen to be watching us. We appreciate you being with us. Thank you all for the super hearts. We are always very grateful for that.
Thank you for that.
And Soki, anything to get out there to the people before we say goodnight?
December 26th, Katie's Elk Lodge. Come see me punch somebody in the face several times.
Domination Zone Wrestling at DZ Wrestling on Twitter for all the details. We will see you on Thursday night with Mr. Warren Hayes for our NXT preview. Friday, The Machine, Brian Cage. Stay with us. Good stuff to come here on the Speeds and the Benchmark Show. Good night, everybody.